Hey there, everybody. Hope you're doing great. End of the day, I want to talk about belief systems, our BS, and what we might be believing for ourselves. And some of it might deal with the past. It might be, hey, that's how I was treated in the past. It's what I believe that I'm going to accomplish things or not accomplish things. And so what happens is we have limiting beliefs on our own potential. And so what happens is we end up becoming our own worst critic and our own worst achiever, that we believed what everybody else said that we could or could not do. We allowed the voice of others to be the doubting Thomases in our own lives. And then what's happened is we allowed that to be the defining moment for ourselves. And so the biggest struggle that I see with a lot of people today is that they only see the world in what's already been accomplished. They don't really have that vision to go after something that's, to them, it might be completely ambitious, completely awe-inspiring, and extremely scary because it's never been done before. It's never been a part of their life. They don't think they could ever accomplish it before. They're afraid of all those fears, right? No money, no friends, no knowledge. What if I fail? What if everybody laughs at me? If you're a comedian, that's a great thing, by the way. But it's all about perspective, isn't it? That we might want certain things in our lives, but we just don't know how to go about to do it. And so instead of having the lazy thinking or the stinking thinking that doesn't allow us to go after those things and accomplish those things, it's better to say yes to that thing that you're scared of instead of saying no and walking away. When you say yes, then you'll typically figure out how to accomplish it, even if you don't even figure it out. It reminds me of Henry Ford. He had came to the employees and said, I want you to build a V8 engine. Now remember, they had just, it's two valve, right? This is a V2. This is during the Model T times. This is the invention of the car. And he wants a single engine with 8 valves in it, a V8 engine back in the 1930s. And the engineer said, it's impossible. It is impossible. It cannot be done. And they said, well, it doesn't really matter because every day you're going to come in and that's exactly what you're going to do. That is your job. And he checks in 6 months with the engineers. Hey, how's that V8 coming along? Can't do it. Henry, we told you this cannot be done. Well, just keep at it, keep working about it, and then let me know how it pans out. He checks in with them 18 months in, and they've accomplished it. So what seemed impossible became exactly what was possible. A lot of people are familiar with Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, amongst other things. And one of the things that he said is that because he kept track of it, he had 10,000 failed experiments of the light bulb. And someone said, man, how'd you failed so many times? And his response was, no, I found out 10,000 times it didn't work. It doesn't matter, because he's an experimenter, right? He's a scientist. It's trying to figure out what can work and what can't. So he doesn't get too emotional about he doesn't get too emotional about that process. And so sometimes in life we need to have that same approach of that experimenting, of being able to do things that we might have never done. And so the results might not come out the way that we want to. It takes a lot of confidence to be able to do that, or it takes a little bit of craziness. Either one I will take. And so there's this magical balance between being extremely happy, content, satisfied with everything that's going on in your life. Your health, your relationships, your family, your job, your shelter, your car, your assets, everything that you own, right? Happy with your lot in life, happy with where you are. And at the same time, extremely hungry to have more. To say, yes, I have all that and I'm super happy, I'm super grateful, I'm glad for everything that I do have, but I want more. I want more. And so it's this balance, this yin and yang balance of happiness and hunger. And so for a lot of people that find themselves suppressed under this limiting beliefs that they themselves have created, or that we've allowed others to create for us. Mom and dad said you can only do this. My brother said I can only do this. Teacher said I can only do this. We need to break through that limiting belief, that wall, that suppressive thought, and get exactly what we want. Because people are going after exactly what they want. You may as well do the same thing too. And I may as well do the same thing too. That as I see my amazing potential, it scares me because it requires some work. It's not going to be easy. It's like somebody that says, I want to become a bodybuilder. That means that they got to go to the gym, they got to eat the food, they got to do that day in and day out, day in and day out, and they got to do it because they're compelled to do it. What's compelling you to get to where you want to go? And then what are you staying committed to? Too often, we're not really committed to these ambitions or goals that we want. Oh, I kind of want it. Then don't put it down. Don't say that you want it. Only go after those things that you're willing to go after. So if you want to be the best parent, then make sure that you're checking with your kids to make sure you're giving exactly what they want. The best parenting. At the same time, your kids might not know. And so most kids are familiar with the concept that love is spelled T-I-M-E. That is not a mistake. Most children want from their parents is time, not money, not stuff, not crap, not junk, time. They want your full attention. They don't want it in front of a TV. They don't want it in front of a laptop. They don't want it in front of your phone. They want your one-on-one, undivided attention. That's what they want. And so if you and I both want certain things in life, we need to get beyond these limiting beliefs of what others might have placed before us. You don't need a house by a certain age. You don't need kids by a certain age. You don't need anything by any age imaginable. What you and I both want might be completely different, and that's totally okay. We have the opportunity, especially if you're listening to this on a cell phone, you have the opportunity to create the fantastic future that you want. Now, somebody will say, well, Sherman, you don't understand what it's like to live in India. That is true. I don't know what it's like to live in India. But I know that there's multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires. I know there's people that have bootstrapped it, moved all the way halfway around the world, were a doctor there, entered medical school again here, and now are crushing it in life because they're doing exactly what they wanted to do. So we can't allow those excuses that we believe for ourselves to hold us back, because ultimately the only person that holds us back is ourselves. Hey, look, there's my friend Megan. What's that? So that's where I find myself right now as I'm driving home in this sweet Houston traffic, is that the only person that holds me back typically is my own thought, my own mind, where I say to myself, oh, I want to, let's say there's an example, I want to be a consultant. Well, I don't have enough success and no one's going to believe me. Guess what? Most people that were consultants sucked when they first started, had zero clients, had zero success, had zero track to run on, but yet they still decided to persevere, and guess what? Now they're John Maxwell, right? And now they got 25 books. It's so awesome. This is my pre-workout pump up. I love it. I love that I can be a part of that awesome excitement, the energy of the workout. And so I find for myself, everybody, that I have these limiting beliefs that I've given myself based on my own life. And it does scare me to go after some of the stuff that I want. I literally have told myself this for the last year and a half, that I'm going to write a book. And I have a podcast for over a year and a half of just stuff, of tons of content. And all I need to do is transfer that into a book form. And the only thing that holds me back from that is the concern of doing it. Well, what if somebody finds a typo? What if somebody finds, that they don't agree with my thoughts? Who cares if they don't agree with my thoughts? It's just like every stand-up comedian doesn't need everybody to like their content or their creation. You just need to go after it. So if you find yourself just like me with these limiting beliefs, let's break through them and let's make our life abundant and full of unlimitedness based on changing that mindset, that our belief system, our BS that we're believing, the BS that we're telling ourselves, we can break that and we can see our potential, we can put forth the action, and then get the results that we want. And again, we know that there's certain actions, certain decisions that will lead to success. Just like if we were to study, we're going to eventually learn the material. If we decide to go for a run, we'll eventually run a mile. We'll eventually get to where we want to go when we put in the effort on a consistent basis to get to where we want to go. All right, my friends, love you all. If I could be of any value, you know how to get in touch with me. Cell phone is 262-271-4411. Have a great workout, Megan.